Chosen one, stop scrolling. Not because I said so, because something in you just sat up straighter the second this video started. That's not an accident. That's not your thumb slipping. Something in your spirit recognized this moment before your mind did. And it's telling you, pay attention. Heaven has been waiting for you to sit still long enough to hear this. You didn't stumble onto this video. You were led here. Something has been walking beside you long before you noticed the footsteps. You've been carrying more than anyone knows. You've smiled through storms nobody saw. You've held yourself together while no one checked in. You fought battles behind closed doors and told everyone you were fine. You thought no one saw it, but God did. He saw the nights you cried without a sound. He saw you push forward when your soul was begging to rest. Every fear you buried, every prayer you whispered into the dark hoping it would land somewhere. It did. For years you thought you were just coping, just surviving, just doing what had to be done. But the truth runs deeper than that. What you called resilience was reinforcement from somewhere else. What you called intuition was discernment. What you called your own strength was more than once a hand under you that you never saw. Chosen one, your spirit has been working even on the days your body gave out. You fought battles you couldn't see, carried weight that wasn't yours, felt someone else's pain, and never understood why. You were spiritually awake long before your mind caught up to what that meant. That's why you sense things before they happen. That's why strangers tell you their secrets. That's why a room changes when you walk into it. Heaven has been speaking over you for years. And today, it stops whispering and starts revealing. You're not just watching a video right now. You're waking up. Before we go further, if something shifted in you the moment this started, if you're recognizing yourself in every line so far, tell me. Drop "I am chosen" in the comments. I read them, and it means something to know this message found the people it was meant for. Now let me explain something that will finally make sense of years you couldn't explain. Your body has been tired because your spirit has been working overtime. It knew things before you did. It's been standing guard, interceding, discerning, long before you had words for any of it. That's why some days you're drained for no reason. That's why your energy drops around certain people. That's why heaviness shows up uninvited. That was never weakness. That was activity you couldn't see. Those nights you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, sensing something in the room but unable to name it. That wasn't anxiety. That was your spirit picking up tension in the atmosphere. The sudden urge to pray for no clear reason that wasn't random. That was your spirit responding to something heaven already knew was coming. The moment peace flooded in, the instant you finally cried out, that wasn't temporary relief. That was reconnection. You've always felt different because you are different. While most people move through the world on physical senses alone, you've been reading rooms since childhood. You knew who wasn't being honest before they showed you. You sensed danger before it arrived. You felt pain behind someone's smile. None of that was in your imagination. Every battle you survived sharpened something in you that most people never develop. You've carried weight others never noticed existed. Which is exactly why your struggles lasted longer and cut deeper. And still, you didn't break. Not because your flesh was strong, but because your spirit refused to. God placed a watchman inside you, a protector. You don't just move through life. You feel it, discern it, guard it. If any of this is cutting through fog you've been standing in for years, if you're finally understanding why your road has felt so heavy, hit like right now. Not for the algorithm, for you. That click is you saying, "I receive this." It's a marker in your own story. Go ahead, mark this moment. Here's something that will explain a heaviness you've carried and never understood. Not every battle you fought was yours. Some of that sadness didn't come from your life at all. Some of that fear that hit you out of nowhere had nothing to do with what was actually happening around you. You weren't losing your grip. Your spirit was stepping into fights before they ever surfaced. You were sensing storms brewing around people connected to you, long before those storms had a name. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It was built into you on purpose. You've always known things early, read intentions before they were spoken, felt the shift in a room before anyone else caught it. That wasn't paranoia, that was discernment doing its job. And because of that gift, you've likely stood as a shield in places you never got credit for. Attacks that never reached the people you love. Some of those stopped at you. You've prayed over people who don't even believe in prayer. You've protected hearts that never protected yours in return. That's why the exhaustion never matched your actual life. That's why the heaviness showed up without a clear cause. You were interceding, fighting battles heaven trusted you with because heaven knew you could hold them. You felt grief before anyone told you the story, sensed betrayal before it landed, woken up at midnight with a broken heart and no idea why. None of that was your imagination. That was your spirit doing exactly what it was made to do, standing in the gap, listening carefully to things most people never hear. This ministry exists to keep bringing these words to people like you, people carrying spiritual weight they've never had language for. Putting a message like this together takes real time and real resources, and if today's word is stirring something that's been dormant in you, there's a link in the description where you can support the work if you're able. It's never required, but there's something true in the idea that what you sow into someone else's awakening has a way of finding its way back into your own life. If you feel led to give, the link is there whenever you're ready. Now take a breath and really hear this part. You survived things that should have taken you apart. You walked through seasons that would have flattened most people. You faced betrayals that could have made you bitter for good, and you didn't just make it through them. You changed inside them. The pain that tried to bury you became the ground your strength grew out of. The betrayal that tried to harden you refined you instead. The loneliness that tried to isolate you became the quiet room where you finally heard God clearly. You didn't just survive those seasons, you learned from them. Every wound became a piece of wisdom. Every time you wanted to quit and kept going anyway, you built something in yourself that can't be shaken now. That's exactly why the resistance in your life has been so relentless, because what's inside you was worth fighting for. Something saw your future before you could, and came for your present, trying to stop it. But it didn't work. Because while you thought you were just surviving, you were actually being rebuilt, sharper, wiser, more discerning, more whole than the fire could have made you any other way. The version of you that walked into those storms isn't the version walking out. That old version, guarded, silent, strong, but running on empty, always overthinking, always a little alone, that wasn't the real you. That was armor, a survival identity you needed for a season that's now over. You are not the pain that happened to you. You are the purpose that was placed in you before any of it did. You are not the labels life handed you, broken, too much, not enough, forgotten. Heaven has a different list for you, chosen, protected, set apart, restored. People only ever saw the chapter you were healing in, not the whole story. They saw the scars, not the calling behind them. They mistook your quiet for weakness, never realizing it was actually you being rebuilt from the inside. That anger you carried, that wasn't you. That numbness, not you either. Those were reactions to battles you were fighting without backup. That armor is coming off now. What's underneath it is what heaven has always seen. Quick thing before we go further, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a good moment to. Turning on notifications means you won't miss the next word meant for you. That's really all it is, staying in the room for the next part of the conversation. If that's you, go ahead and hit subscribe. Chosen one, here's what's coming next. An unveiling. For years you've seen yourself through fogged glass, unsure, uncertain, unaware of what's actually inside you. That fog is clearing now. God isn't making you into someone new. He's reintroducing you to someone ancient, the version of you that existed in His design before the world got its hands on you. That version is stronger than every storm you've weathered, carries wisdom you never studied for, feels deeply without being drained by it, holds boundaries without losing warmth. That's the version trauma tried to dim and disappointment tried to silence. And it's the version that's surfacing now. That's why lately things feel different. Why drama doesn't hold your attention the way it used to. Why shallow connections feel heavier than their worth. Why you're craving stillness more than noise. That's not you losing interest in life. That's the real you coming back online. What feels like loss right now is actually pruning. What feels like isolation is actually preparation. Clarity is on its way. Doors are going to open that you never knocked on. People are going to be drawn to something in you they can't quite explain. And once you see yourself the way heaven already sees you, you won't shrink yourself to fit small spaces again. One more thing before the final word. Think of the one person who came to mind while you were watching this. You already know who it is. The one carrying weight nobody sees. Send them this video, not as a random share, but as a lifeline, on purpose, to the one person you know needs it. Go ahead and send it now. And now, as you sit with everything spoken over you today, recognize that this wasn't random. This was a moment set apart. So whether you close your eyes, lift your hands, or just let this settle quietly, receive what's about to be said. In the name of Jesus, I declare that every strength you've been carrying quietly is rising to the surface. What's felt dormant is becoming active. What's felt unclear is becoming plain. Every gift that's been locked inside you, discernment, wisdom, peace, boldness, is waking up in full. I declare that the weight you've carried for years is coming off your shoulders right now, and what replaces it will feel like breathing for the first time in a long time. Freedom from old wounds, old fears, old versions of yourself you outgrew a long time ago. I declare that every burden you picked up without asking for it, knowingly or not, is being lifted. Cycles that ran through your family stop with you. What tried to break you is about to become the story that lifts you instead. I declare that everything with your name on it, every door, every connection, every answered prayer, finds you clearly and on time. You will not miss what's meant for you. This is the season where who you are finally lines up with where you're headed. Not because you're trying harder to be different, but because you're waking up to who you already were. Before you go, if you want to go deeper than a single video can take you, there's a link in the description to a community built for people walking this exact road. Monthly teaching, deeper study, and a space with others who understand this journey without needing it explained. It's there for anyone who wants it, no pressure either way. And if this message meant something to you, subscribing keeps you connected for the next one. If you ever feel led to support the channel directly, super thanks or the link in the description are there too. Always appreciated, never expected. You are not who the hard seasons told you that you were. You are who you were made to be, and that truth doesn't need anyone else's permission to be real. Walk in it. Amen.